Hello, and in case you didn't know, my name is Eileen, and I'm with EileenSmith.com. And today we're going to be talking about branding and sort of need your help. I need your help with choosing new podcast artwork for the Miss Eileen Speaks podcast. And I have started this podcast back in 2009, and it has gone through several iterations when it came to the branding of the podcast. And I think there was not 99 designs, but it was one of those design groups that I went out to years ago and got one of the original cover art logos from them. And then I think I pieced something together on my own that wasn't all that great. And then, for those of you who don't know, my daughter, Nicole Purvey, she runs a media company and it's called Better Than Success. And the first graphic designer that she had, Chanel Monique, she created some cover art for me. And now there's a new graphic designer in the house, and her name is Brianna. Shout out to Brianna. And Brianna has come up with a few designs that I would love to go over with you. Now, before I do that, I just want to check to see who is in the chat. And I think we have a designer in the house. So bear with me one moment while I make sure I share the right screen, which I've already failed on doing that. Here it is. Larry's in the house. Hi, Larry Snow and Ugor, who is a designer. It's midnight, burning the midnight oil with Miss Eileen. Ugor, thank you so much for coming and staying as long as you can. I realize if it's that late that you're not going to be able to stay too long, but I do appreciate you for at least stopping by to say hi. And yes, catch your Z's. You said you're sleepy. And I don't think I realized that you were in Istanbul. Oh my gosh, that is so fantastic that you take the time to just peek over here and see what's going on with my live stream before you drift off with the Sandman. Oh, thank you for the super chat. Larry gave me a $25 happy birthday. That's my friend Larry Snow from LarrySnow.me. Oh my gosh, Larry, you just made my heart so glad. Oh, goodness gracious. And Jackie is in the house as well. Hello, my dear. Hello, hello, hello. So the true royal family has arrived. Hello, my queen. She says, thank you so much, my dear. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, and so, guys, I have a couple things going on. You see, I got my balloons there. And I got my balloons from Twitter, too, in case you didn't see that. Now, it's funny because Twitter knew, on one of my Twitter accounts, it knew it was my birthday. And not on the other. So let's just see what Twitter gave me. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just realized I don't think you guys could hear me while I was talking. And, every time I would log on to the free podcast host Twitter account, I kept wondering, why am I seeing these balloons? And so it took me a minute to catch on that for some reason, I guess because I just signed up for that account this month. In fact, it asked me for my birthday, and I was thinking, I don't remember Twitter asking me that before. So There you have it. Twitter has my birthday over on that account, but not on my other two Twitter accounts, my Eileen account or my Basic Blog Tips account. So that was cute to get the balloons. And I think that's my first time ever getting balloons that way, up, like covering the whole screen. So that was nice. It's a nice little feeling from Twitter. And usually Facebook does a birthday thing, but I must have turned that off on Facebook because the only reason people knew it was my birthday on Facebook is because my daughter, Nicole, she posted a pic and we just took that pic on Saturday when I went to the cryptocurrency class that they had at Better Than Success. She posted that pic, and then people were seeing it more so on her timeline than even on my timeline because it's all her friends and and my family and stuff that are seeing it are all saying happy birthday over there on that pic, and she just tagged me in the pic. So Facebook didn't know. However, LinkedIn, I'm getting a bunch of people that I don't even know. Like, okay, y'all, thank you for the happy birthdays, but I don't hang out on LinkedIn that much, guys. I do have LinkedIn, but I don't hang out that much there. So it's just the notifications that people get, and it's like, oh, it's her birthday, so then I guess somebody feels like they should say happy birthday. And I'm not being unappreciative. It's just that most of these folks, I've never even heard of them before, and I don't even remember accepting their friendship over there. But you, I know who you are, and I thank you so very much, especially my friend Larry Snow, who's already given a super chat. So, let's just take a look. Oh, wait a second. Let's see what Larry had to say there. And for some reason, I'm not. There you go. I did get the right screen share. I saw the Twitter balloon post that gave me a clue. Oh, okay, great. Yeah, I posted it over on the free podcast host account. I didn't post it on my regular one. So, yep. All right, guys. So let's get to this. This is one of the suggestions that I have from the artist for my new cover art. Now, there's one little change before I show it to you, okay? There's one little change that I need her to make, and I'm going to ask you guys about that before I get the change made. So hang on. Let's get the artwork up first, and let's see if we can get it there. Let's see some rebranding. All right, there you go, Larry. Now, you have seen something very similar to this over on my Facebook page. So if you have been a fan or liked the Miss Eileen Speaks Facebook page, you've seen something very similar to this. Different font, different layout, but same coloring, I do believe. So that's version number 1. Now let's do the one that's radically different next. Okay, hang on. I think what I need to do is in between sharing these, I need to come on cam. Just so I can close that one out. So that was door number 1. All right. And let's see, how will I differentiate these? Okay, and on door number 1, I'm on the left. Door number 2 is purple. So let's see what the purple one looks like. There's the purple one. What do you think about that? Need some death, shadows, and or strokes. Positive gaming. Oh my gosh, hey, positive gaming from Anchor. Hey, how you doing, my dear? Yeah, now, Larry, this one has a lot of depth, shadows, and or strokes. And so this, you asked for depth, shadows, and strokes. Here you go with this one. What do you think, Larry? This is very vibrant, and I This is probably, this is the one that I think surprises me the most. And, I think that it's the most eye catching. There's no depth. Okay, so when you say depth, do you mean like by adding drop shadows and things? You like the color. Jackie says she likes this one. And Larry says he likes the color. So when you say depth, I just want to make sure I understand how you think the depth would be added, because I do have this in Photoshop, and could always add some depth myself. But when you say depth, I think you're talking about, it's very bright. Yes. Yes. Drop shadow. Okay. Yeah. That's easy enough to add that. Separation. Yes. Drop shadow. Okay. Great. Thinks. Okay. It looks flat. Okay. Fine. All right. Thank you. Okay. So let's do a in between break. I'm going to come back on cam and get the next one up. Okay, I only have 3 versions, so that was 2. So we had the one with me on the left, the purple one, and next we're going to have the one with me on the right. Okay. So, I'm curious, Larry, about this, your comment about depth. And when it comes to podcast cover art, why you think that's important? Because I don't think that's important for podcast cover art. Maybe for some other type of art, but then that's just me. It looks flat, and yeah, and I guess I'm thinking, yeah, and what's wrong with that? I thought flat design was the thing. Yeah, I don't know. That's why I don't do design, because I don't know. I thought flat was the thing. Isn't that what they all try to do? That's what YouTube is. They went with the flat design. You want to pop and get attention. Okay. All right. So let me make sure, because I got a bunch of windows open now. Make sure that, I think that's going to be the one. If not, we'll just move things around. There you go. And that's number 3. This one has me on the right. And the coloration is a little different. Still has this little kind of a diamond theme going like the first one, but it has a more subtle background. And so there are my 3 choices. And I probably will pick from one of those 3 or a variation of one of those 3. I can't see going back to her because, she's super busy with the conference coming up and all that stuff, and saying, no, redo the whole thing, because, they're perfectly fine. You don't like this one? Okay. All right. No problem. No problem. So you actually seem to like the purple one the best, Larry, except for the drop shadow thingy. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I gotta be honest with you guys. I like them all. Thanks, Jackie. Jackie just says, wow. I actually like them all, and I think that in the end, I probably will wind up using them all, because between YouTube thumbnails, yeah, I'll bring up the first one again. Between YouTube thumbnails and, okay, now with that one with me on the right, it was more of a white background with just a little bit of blue. And you'll see here, it's me on the left with a blue background and not as much white. Blue and the gray together. I think the font should be big and bold. It might be hard to read. So you don't think that font is big? I think that font is huge. Leaving a white border or bright cutout border. Now, you know what, Beauty? Hi, Beauty. Nice to see you. I think that on a YouTube thumbnail, that would make a lot of sense. But on a podcast cover art, I don't know about a white border on a podcast cover art. But what we can do, hi everybody. I think that what Larry is talking about. Hang on. Let me put the chat up. I'm sorry, guys. Let me put this chat up. I think that what Larry is talking about is there is a trend to cut out the images of the talent. Definitely on YouTube thumbnails, I see that for sure. I also heard that the left side is the power side for people to take action. Very interesting. Well, you know what? Honestly, what I'm showing you guys is not actually the cover art because the cover art is going to be square. This it would be like the banner that would go up at the header of my website. Oh, not this one. The font on this one is good. All right, hang on. Let me come back on cam. I love you guys' feedback. Thank you so very much because, like I said, I like them all. And I'll probably wind up using them all for different purposes anyway, just to be totally honest with you. I'll find something to use it for. And let me make sure, you know what? She may have forgot to give me the square ones. Oh, yeah, no, she forgot. Wait a minute. There's a bunch of stuff in this folder. And it could be me. I might have forgot to ask her for the square. I sure did. And, yeah, I think I forgot to ask her for the square one. But let's just show it to you in a different size and see if that makes any difference. Let me close this one out and share this one. Oh, what's the name of that one? Option 2. Okay, it ended up being at the edge of the screen. So this would be like for an Instagram story or anything that's, using this shape. I guess this could also go on Pinterest. And I'm not exactly sure how she would lay it out for the square one. I have to, oh my goodness, you guys, something about this one has got you coming. I see the chat moving. Oh, not this one. Okay, not necessarily a cutout beauty, just some drop shadow effect to give a bit of depth. Hey, Rodney. Also, how about a prop like those cute balloons? Well, I wouldn't want that on my podcast cover art. Nah. I don't think I would want a prop. Well, you know what we're going to do, guys? Let's look at iTunes. Let's look at iTunes and see, because iTunes, these folks that are over here on the what they call new and notable or whatever they want to refer to it as on iTunes, these things are all handpicked. So they're picked by folks that work at Apple. And, they want you to have certain requirements and certain things that they're looking for. And, there's a lot of folks that have speculation about what they're exactly looking for. But let's just look. I'm not going to speculate. I'm just going to let us all look at what I see right now when I open up iTunes. Okay, so here we go. Let's take a look. I got to move this out of the way so I can scroll things around. All right, so here we go. New and noteworthy, right? Here it is right here. I don't think I can make it bigger, guys. I'm sorry. It's just a girl's head and a guy's head. I don't see any depth like Larry was talking about. It's a cute little cover. Then here is the guy, Andy. Oh, I like him. From Bravo. I don't see any, I guess it looks a little depth, but more so lighting than shadow. Oh, I know that I've got to be able to make this bigger somehow. Wait, no, I can't think of how to make it bigger, guys. I really can't. Oh, up here. How about view? It wants me to enter full screen and some other funky views called visualizer. It doesn't like just say zoom in or zoom out. So sorry about that. That's not my fault. That's iTunes. All right, let's just go back. Let's just take a general look. There's also some speculation that people say that having an image on the front when your cover art is not good. Well, of course, that doesn't apply to Oprah, right? But then, oh, look, no, Oprah does not have her picture on her cover art. This art here is a totally different piece of artwork, and I'm not sure what that relates to. I would have to go to the website to see. And even on the website, there is no picture of Oprah on that cover art. Of course, there's her logo, which is very recognizable, but no picture of her on her artwork. I would not have, I thought that this was the artwork. If you guys can see here in the middle of the screen, I know it's super small. Apologize for that. Oh, I can make it a little bit bigger in Ecamm. Hang on. Let me zoom in a little. There you go. I forgot I could do this in Ecamm, but then things are cut off on the screen and I can't see what's cut off. Okay. So anyway, so there's Oprah's. None of these have shadows. Larry, am I missing it? Oh, no. Here's one, a sports one that has shadow. Open floor NBA. Let me get that scroll down so you can see that. This is the only one I see that has depth. Look, there's Gary V, no depth. But this is probably not his real cover art. Let's click that on and see what we get. Oh, no, this must be a video podcast, maybe. I'm not sure. No, this is his podcast right here. And I don't know what to say about that. Let me see what you guys are saying. Let me come back on cam, because I don't want us to get confused. It's a little confusing. So sorry. I see something was off the screen here. What are you saying? Okay. Beauty said, yes, thanks for clarifying, Larry. It's always so interesting to discuss the project and see the final decision. He's in front of the text. That's some depth. Okay. And left side talent, gradient background, and overlay of text and parts. Yeah, well, I think one of those that Brianna did, it wasn't exactly a gradient, but Beauty, I think you may have missed one of them. Let's just bring up the purple one again. Sort of a gradient. Okay. Just going to share the wrong screen, so there's nothing I can do. Oh, no, it did. I shared the right one. It's sort of a gradient. And this seems to be the one that everybody likes. And, I really may wind up, if I did go with this one, I may wind up actually changing my image here, because I got so many. And, yeah, does anybody think that's too dark? Do you think that one's a little too dark? Or is it just me? Anyone? You guys got quiet on me? I think somebody else went over to iTunes to see if they see some other podcasts. Yeah, so, I'm already taking a little bit of a leap by having my image on there, but I've always had my image and I'm not changing it. Yeah, it's not like I actually ever expect to get up there on New and Noteworthy. Of course, it would be nice, but the black contrasts the blue. And Larry, is that a good thing? Mm-hmm. Is that considered as a good thing? What's weird though? Okay, I want to go back to the iTunes one. There are more cartoons on here than anything, and I don't find that attractive. I don't know. Is it just me? I mean, cartoon characters like the startup one, then this Nancy one, then this is just 30 for 30. I have no, what does that mean? Then here's another one. What's this one called? My Favorite Murder. And, it's just like one of those ransom notes. There's just a lot. And then there's just like, okay, Jason Horton. Oh, I didn't realize Jason Horton was up in New and Noteworthy. You guys remember him from Blab? He was a wonderful guy that would come over on Blab, and he's a comedian, and it says it's adult comedy. And I tried to follow him on YouTube for a while, and then I just realized that I don't really like watching that many comedies, but he's very talented. And he was super, super nice and down to earth when he was on Blab. Does anybody else remember him? Go to your genre of podcast. What are they doing? Okay, let's see. What is my genre? I don't even know what genre I'm in. I guess I don't know if I'm in business. I want to be in tech, but everybody says, yeah, that's not a tech podcast. I'm like, okay. This week on The Ringer. Wait a minute. Okay. Let me bring up so you guys can see how hard it is to find the business section. Oh, you guys can see. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. Give me help here, because I don't come in here looking for stuff. So I don't even know how to find business podcasts. I know there is a category for it. So top episodes, top podcasts, feature collections, more to explore. What do I click on? Wait, submit a podcast, resources and help, redeem, all categories. Okay, here we go. Finally, shoo, business. Okay. Um, just as bizarre as the other ones. I don't know. Lifetime cash flow, real estate. To me, that's like super boring. Like, but this is what they like. This is what iTunes likes. I mean Apple. Please finish your book. No picture. Author inspiring future authors. And what is this? Like, I don't know. I'm not. I don't want to insult anybody's artwork, but and then here we go with a cartoon. Slacking ambition. Cute cartoon. Cute character. But huh? Yay! At least she's got her thing on there. Nicole Holland, building business rock stars. I mean, this is just a picture of her. Like, I don't even know if that was taken by a professional photographer. And then here's another one let's just go to this one. I'm going to skip that one. Let's go to your morning jump start. I guess he's just like standing out in his backyard. But it's Bonnie Cribs. So I'm a little confused with this. If this is Bonnie's picture, maybe it is. I'm not sure. And you're awesome. How to be awesome at your job. Reminds me of a stock photo, but I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't want to. Like I said, I'm not trying to insult anybody's artwork. But, what are you guys saying over here? Okay. Vintuitive. Hey, Vin, means you'll stand out even more. Click search. Maybe not go with Miss Eileen Speaks. Maybe go with your mission. Well, remember I said earlier, maybe you weren't here. She forgot to add something on there, and it could have been me. Maybe I forgot. It's supposed to say digital media, but Miss Eileen Speaks is the name of the podcast, and I'm absolutely not changing that, because guess what? That's the name of this YouTube channel too, Miss Eileen Speaks. So I'm too dug in now to change it, even though like everybody, or not everybody, but there's a whole lot of people out there that are doing the so-and-so speaks thing. And it's funny with being on Anchor, I remembered why that name stuck in my head when I first started blogging, because that was the name of my very first blog, Miss Eileen Speaks. Back in the 70s, here in Philadelphia, something that was very popular was the black Muslims. And Muhammad was the leader of the black Muslims. And they used to sell bean pies on the corner. These guys, the black Muslims, would be in their suits with a white shirt and a bow tie. And they would, I was going to Temple University, and they stood on the corner selling bean pies, but they sold them all throughout the city. And there was a newspaper that was called Muhammad Speaks. And I'm talking 1975, 76, 77, 78. That's where that came from in my mind. But I kind of forgot about that until I was talking about something over on Anchor, and the memory all came back to me. That's where that whole so-and-so speaks thing came from. So anyway, with all that said, not saying he's the first person that ever did it, but there's a lot of folks now that have podcasts that so-and-so speaks, or maybe it's not even a person, it's a genre that speaks. But I'm not changing that. No. But I do have a second podcast, just in case you get bored with Miss Eileen Speaks. Make sure you check out Free Podcast Host. So there is some of the rebranding going on there in that sense. All right, let me bring up your guys' comments, because as I was rattling on about Muhammad Speaks, you guys were doing some good chatting over here. Let's see. Okay. And, oh, okay. Yes, Rob is my birthday twin. Rob Fuzezi, and I'm sorry if I'm saying your last name wrong. I saw that you went on live and saying it was your birthday, so I said, you know what? I'm going on live too. And I'm not sure why the Nightbot didn't like your message, but it's probably because you said something about birthday. Okay, so I apologize for that, Rob. Yes, the black Muslims, yes, they were a religious group in the 70s. You can look it up. 70s, 80s. They're still around, but just don't sell bean pies on the corner, not in Philadelphia anyway. Maybe the mission as the name and Miss Eileen Speaks underneath. Well, that's what, yeah, good point, Larry. Thank you. Yep. Yeah, and you're saying more direct. So do you like the digital media? Because that's what I talk about. I mean, I don't want to say I have to speak about YouTube, because guess what? I talk about podcasting. And here lately, I've been talking more about podcasting than I have been about YouTube. And then social media, live streaming. I talk about a lot of stuff. So I think digital media kind of covers it all, though. But I would love to know what you guys think about that. Let's see. We can remember the 70s. Better define the podcast. Yes. So I know I realize there's a delay, so you're not hearing me say digital media. And I want to know what you think about the digital media. I don't want to say that I'm a digital media strategist, or I'm a this, or I'm a that, because the podcast is already going to be named after me. So that goes without saying. But it defines what I'll be speaking about and what I am speaking about, which is the podcasting, YouTube, anything digital media. Digital media sounds good. Thanks, Vin. All right. We just need a stamp of approval from Larry. Come on, Larry. What are you, Googling me or something? No, I'm just kidding. Oh, so I guys, I gotta tell you, I am just loving this Ecamm Live. They made some more updates to the Ecamm Live. In fact, someone was messaging me on Facebook and asked me for like a crash course on doing Facebook Live. And I was like, nope. Well, oh, not defined enough. Okay, so you tell me how can you define YouTube, podcasting, and social media without spelling those three things out? And you got to remember, I'm not trying to get on new and noteworthy. That's not what I want to podcast about what I want to podcast about. I just wanted to go to new and noteworthy just to see, um, what some of those other podcast covers look like. And I realized that, some people can't follow along with all the topics that I cover, but then there is my core group of followers and friends and family like you guys who like live streaming, who like podcasting, and who like YouTube. Although some people are kind of mad at YouTube right now. Digital media success with Miss Eileen Speaks. Yeah, that's a good, yeah, kind of wordy, but this was success. We already got better than success. But yeah, that's good. I like that. YouTube, podcasting, and social media. Yes, beauty. That's what I talk about. I mean, I don't think there's going to be much time that goes by when I don't talk about YouTube. That's why I had to start free podcast host, because there are times when I think that it does make sense just to talk about podcasting. And with free podcast host, I gave the designer one instruction. I said, social assets for your needs. But then social doesn't speak to live streaming. And I'm sorry, doesn't speak to YouTube, because people don't think of YouTube as being social, even though it is. I mean, we know it is. But I guess the social assets, that word assets doesn't I don't know. I don't know if it has a ring to it. But I'm taking notes. Actually, the Nightbot is taking notes. And guys, thanks to Beauty Bubble for introducing me to the Nightbot. Because one of the favorite things that I like about the Nightbot is that I don't have to save these chats anymore, because the Nightbot saves them for me. So that's absolutely fantastic, because I was copying and pasting. So the only thing about the Nightbot, it only saves the chat for 2 weeks. So you still have to get it out of there somehow. But I don't have to rush, because, YouTube literally takes the chat down and it's gone. So I don't have to rush. I could do it the next day or whenever I get around to it with the Nightbot. And Larry, why aren't you going live? I've been meaning to ask you that. Is there a reason why you're not live streaming? Because I would love to see you. I would love to see you live streaming. And I know a lot of the folks who are trying to meet the new requirements for YouTube are doing live streaming. And I see you putting out a ton of videos. You're doing the whole MailChimp series, which is fantastic. But I'm just wondering if you plan on doing any live streaming or integrating any live streaming with your MailChimp or anything else that you're doing there. You had to find the emoji, huh? Yeah, Beauty Bubble say, yeah, Larry. Yeah, because Beauty, I think all your videos are live streams now, aren't they, Beauty? And Beauty, I meant to ask you, what happened with you now? Did you just see that I don't know, what was going on? Was it the interface? Because for me, it was the interface with you now. Oh, okay, you do plan on it. Okay, cool. For me, the You Now interface, it wasn't worth it to have the extra exposure on You Now, because there was always something weird about the way their interface integrated with YouTube. So I gave it up. In fact, I have the app on my phone. I don't even use it from the phone anymore. But this Ecamm, like, if you don't have a Mac, this is going to give you Mac envy because, I could go live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope. And I actually started going live on Periscope again. And I don't have to worry about the trolls because on that account I only have like 40 followers. So the trolls have not found me over there on the free podcast host account. So I've been going, doing Periscopes. And then that's a way for me to take those Periscopes and then I can repurpose them on Twitch or wherever. My live streams are so typical and unpredictable. YouNow just never worked. That interface got me all messed up. Yeah, the interface. That's what I meant. The YouNow interface. And, I guess if that's all you're doing and that's all you're into is YouNow, and you can just go ahead and use your phone. And I think that's what most of the young folks, I won't call them kids, the younger generation or younger demographic that's over there, I think that's what they're doing. I think they're just using their phone. And then they're not worrying about this desktop interface because the desktop interface is not optimal. Now, I noticed that my coloration is changing and I don't know why that's happening. So, something about my lighting, probably. Okay, guys. So, I appreciate you for checking out my 3 different versions and your feedback about what wording I should put on there. And, like I said, I requested digital media because I thought that, covers everything that I'm going to be covering. Find your voice, capture your audience with Miss I. Yeah, I have that on my tagline on my. Yes, it needs something way shorter than that, Larry. See, these, let's go back over to iTunes because there are people that have all these words on their cover art. And okay, I said I wasn't going to insult anybody's art. It's just too busy for me. Lifetime cash flow through real estate investing with Robin. That just takes too long to say. Please finish your book. Authors inspiring future authors. For a podcast, for me, that's just too much. That's too many words. That's just my opinion. See, this is perfect. Ask Pat 2.0. Wow. Can't get any shorter than that. But I'm not going to be doing an Ask Miss Eileen show because that's a lot of work. He's got a team of people helping him do that. Taking in all those questions and sorting through them. I have a hard enough time with that on Anchor. I have 2 or 3 questions now. People called into my station. I haven't had a chance to answer. And, So, yeah, fine. Okay, yes. And Larry, this was fun and a pleasure, Eileen. Thank you. You're welcome, Jackie. Look at the title, though. Or for Pat Flynn's thing. Okay, a weekly coaching call on online business, blogging, marketing, and lifestyle design. That's the difference. I'm not saying the title can't be longer, but I'm talking about what goes on the cover art. Yes, the title is much longer. No problem with that. I don't have a problem with having a long title. I'm talking about what words go on the cover art. And I guess I could probably do put the find your voice, capture your audience on there. But that, in a way, it's one of the reasons why I'm trying to go away from that because I don't think people understand what that means. Sorting you out with Miss Eileen. But you gotta be more direct, in my opinion, Beauty. You got to tell people exactly what it is that they're sorting out because, you got all these personal development people and oh, especially over on Anchor. Everybody, should I say, 50% of the people over there are about positivity, making you feel positive, making you feel better, improving your life, improving your, and if I say sorting you out, then people will think that I'm one of those people that are helping sort. No, I'm not doing that. I'm just teaching you about tech. But the tech gurus say, no, you're not a tech category. Like, what? Why aren't I? I think they think you have to do news in order to be a tech show, and I don't do news. Uh, the post, it's a flying Larry. How about click me and learn? But you got to say, learn what, Larry? What are you going to learn? That's the point. That's why I'm saying digital media, because that covers everything that you will learn. I know. It's a challenge. It's definitely a challenge. So that's why I'm glad you guys are helping me out and giving me all these great ideas. So with that, no, I'm not doing everything, Larry. I don't help people out with everything because I'm not going to help you with your diet plan. I'm not going to help you with your workout plan. I'm not going to help you with parenting or managing your time. That's definitely something, I was interviewed by Gord the other day, and he wanted to ask that question about time. I don't answer time management questions because I'm not good with it. Oh, because my advice is not what people want to hear. So I gotta run, guys, because I'm getting happy birthday texts and everything on my phone. And so I so appreciate you guys for coming. Please, if you get a chance, give this video a thumbs up. And on Twitter, please follow the free podcast host. Let me just really quickly do a replay so you can see that little video. Yeah, 48 followers. So it's great to see, like when people are talking about, well, you got 16,000 followers. No, I actually have 48. So I know what it's like to start from scratch. For sure, don't ever listen to me. No, I'm not listening to you, Larry. It works, right? Oh my gosh. Okay, folks. Tomorrow's hump day, so I'm sure I'll be putting stuff out on Instagram stories. So with that, thank you so much for coming, and talk to you in the next live. Let me take that off. Talk to you in the next live stream. Peace.